There's no one reason kids find themselves in trouble with the law or detained at LCJC. Some might be there for a simple lapse in judgment, others for more serious crimes. For 16-year-old Aryana, she's back at LCJC after just being released barely a month ago.
Right. Are you allergic to anything? Do you have any health problems? No. Suicide? In the past or the present? You've been suicidal in the past? And you've never received counseling for it?
But nobody knows.
Your mom never knew? What was your reason? What made you change? What made you not think of suicide anymore? Your brother? That's a good reason. How old is he?
11.
11 years old?
I do have the 2 younger brothers and the 1 older brother. I've really been taking care of my 2 younger brothers since I was 13 because my mom's always been at work. So I basically raised them too.
Is he upset right now because you're arrested? Was he with you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, so he had to see the whole thing?
Aryana had no bad intentions for wanting to catch a high school football game, but having been expelled from the school a year before for fighting, the principal didn't see things the same way, and he summoned the police to escort her off of school premises.
I was going to a football game. It was supposed to be me and my mom and my 2 brothers. My mom had to leave to take her boyfriend home, and she was going to come right back. So when we go to buy tickets, and the principal comes up, and she says, because I don't go to that school, I couldn't go. So I had to leave, and she had the police come in my face and rush me down.
She states that she was facing a dilemma. She'd been asked to leave, but her brothers were already in the game, so what was she to do? Leave them totally unsupervised, or defy the officers and go in after them? As luck would have it, her mother showed up at the last minute, so she didn't have to make that choice. But Aryana was still in trouble.
He seems like very angry. Are you mad right now? Why? Do you think you have anger problems? No. Do you need the court to help you? You don't need the court's help? No. Do you understand you're on probation? So this kind of looks bad on you.
Aryana's case is complicated by 2 previous charges for battery on a classmate and driving without a license. Her last court case ended with a warning.
The probation officer told me if I got in any more trouble, I was going to have to go to girls' school. So, yeah, I'm real nervous.
Preoccupied with thoughts of being sent to juvenile prison, Aryana prepares for another weekend in detention and her court hearing on Monday, which could mean a long time away from home.
I'm trying not to think about it. It's making me real nervous. I just don't know what's going to happen. Usually I got an idea. This time I don't.
Kids are often faced with playing the role of an absent parent, taking care of their siblings, and even contributing to a family's monthly financial needs. For Aryana, this makes being detained all the more stressful.
I can't take it in here. 3 days being locked up, not doing anything, that's not good. After a while, you start to get a little crazy. Some of them seem to be so happy. It's like, how are you happy and you're in here? How do they do that?
Nearly 30% of all the juveniles arrested each year are females. Detention officers have told us that females differ from boys in that they're much more social in their interactions.
Most of my friends are locked up right now, so. There are a few girls that are good friends to me. Like, I can relate to them a lot, and they're just really kind to me. Just like me, I guess. A lot of stories, a lot of hardship.
17-year-old Marie has a history of truancy and running away, but most of her problems started when she was much younger.
Well, my mom died when I was a year old, and I never knew my dad. One of my mom's sisters adopted me when I was about 9 years old, but she had breast cancer, and they got a divorce. I went to my grandpa's house. That didn't work out, so I got sent to my aunt's house, and I just don't get along with them. I had a major depression, so I didn't want to go to school. I used to be 245 pounds, too. It was huge. It was bad.
If ever there was a time for someone, a system to intervene in their life, it's now. And that's what the juvenile court does best, and that's what our role is, to provide for all the services to help somebody grow into a responsible, productive person.
Winding up in juvenile court actually helped Marie get some of the services she desperately needed.
They sent me this place called Christian Haven. It's a placement. It helped my attitude. It helped me to lose weight and everything, so it helped my self-esteem and all that, so I got happier.
Marie will be released in less than a week, but with no family and nowhere to go, she'll be transferred to an independent living facility.
They teach you how to be independent, like you get your own place, you work your way up, you get your job, you go to school, you earn money, you get allowance, and you just learn how to be like an adult. The main thing that I'm after is getting my education, and I don't really have like what I need to get there, you know, like I don't have a family to support me, I don't have any money. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to get there. All I know is I can get my high school diploma. So like 4 more days.
Although she doesn't know what she'll do with the rest of her life, one thing is on her mind.
Perfect situation for me finally meeting my dad. He always left letters for me for when I grew up, when I was a baby. So I've read those, and he sounds like a nice guy. Sounds like he cares about me. I'll probably try and find him when I'm 18.
Saturday night means chapel service for any of the youth offenders who choose to attend.
How are you guys going to do that? You going to do it on your own? Did you try to do it on your own before? Did it work?
It would be difficult for most teens to imagine the stress that comes with being detained, away from friends and away from family. It's especially hard on Aryana, which we see when she has a visit from her mom.
No, you can't go to girls' school. Because it's like you're the center of the household. You can't go to girls' school. What's everybody going to do?
Going to girls' school means being sent to juvenile prison, a difficult thing to consider on its own. And yet Aryana still has the welfare of her family to consider.
And on top of that, I have to pay your fees while I'm here tomorrow. So that's $110 plus the money I lost Saturday, which was overtime.
Because Aryana's mother works evenings and nights at the local factory, the responsibility of raising her brothers often falls on Aryana.
You got to get it together because I feel like I'm having panic attacks. You're not home. I can't talk to you. I didn't go to work Friday. I couldn't get it together. Stay home. Mess with your brothers. Or try to get them to stop crying.
It's ridiculous.
Sometimes you just got to just hold up, be quiet, don't say nothing. Control your temper, your emotions.
Stupid. I wasn't even given a chance to walk away. As soon as they seen me, they had them police all in my face. That was crazy. And then they did it in front of everybody.
No, I've been giddy up. I gotta try to get to the stores before they're closed when they grow trees, and you didn't make a full list for me. So I guess I'll see you in the morning, and then we'll be going home afterwards.
I hope so. It's just I don't want to deny the charges and then have to sit in here and wait for another court date like everybody else. You got to sit in here and wait, and then you go on trial, and then it's, like I said, the police officer against you who's been here twice. I mean, who you going to believe?
So you just say that you're guilty just to go home?
It's crazy.
No, you can't go to girls' school. Because you'll be home tomorrow, washing dishes, cleaning up.
Hopefully.
Ain't no hopefully you're going home. Okay, I better go. See you in the morning. All right.
I just hope I get to go home. If anything worse comes, house arrest, I guess. Girls' school is, from what I've heard, like it's just the worst thing.
I've been in LCJC 3 times. The first time I was 13, that was overnight, so I really didn't count it, and that's for runaway.
All right, I'm ready now.
Paradise is no stranger to the halls of LCJC. She's been here before. But this time, she'll be leaving for placement outside the home in a residential facility.
You've never been to a placement? Ever? How old are you?
15.
Oh, you're young. What's going on at home that you can't go home?
Well, my dad and all that.
Your dad, what?
Whatever.
What about your mom? Is she around?
Yeah, she's living with my uncle.
Do you have contact with her?
Every so often.
Like so many of the kids who pass through LCJC, Paradise's problems begin with an unstable home life.
I don't like my dad. Like, we never really got along. I really didn't have a father figure when I was growing up.
A lot of the girls that are in here, they're here for running away. And they're always running away from something. It's never just like happy child running away from a happy home. There's always some sort of story behind there. And they do tell you their stories that are always very sad.
Most of these kids have upbringings and family lives and home environments that few of us can imagine. Paradise isn't unusual in that sometimes these stressors become unbearable.
I was living with my mom, and she was working at the gas station, so it would be me and my 3 younger siblings at home when my mom works till 11 o'clock. I just never really got used to it, and I just left. Like, running away from my problems, basically.
The majority of the cases here are sad cases, and we need something to help these young girls out because they're not getting it. Somewhere along the line, we just forgot, and we go straight from them, you know, being in an unhappy home to them being in jail. Like, there's no in-between for them.
I have 2 older sisters, 1 older brother, 2 younger sisters, and 1 younger brother. The other times in LCJC, well, me and my sister, we stole from a store like last year. And then when I ran away, the second time, I robbed a house too. So they kept me here for a month. And then I went home on my ankle bracelet.
While on house arrest, the probation department monitored Paradise's progress, but it wasn't long before family problems escalated once again.
It just got too wild, so I cut off my ankle bracelet and I left. And then 2 weeks later, I got caught and came back in here. And my last court date, I knew I was going to placement because I have a record of runaways. And I knew they weren't going to send me home.
Placement would be like a foster care situation. It's like group homes, residential treatment. Sometimes kids have to be removed from the family setting because they just cannot function in the home. And so we separate them out so that we can really concentrate on what the issues are.
Did they tell you how long they think you're going to be there?
3 months if I'm good, but if I'm bad, I could be there until 6 months to a year.
When are you going to be 16?
March 30th.
Oh, right around the corner.
Can't wait.
The public does not see it, but you have like this picket, white fence in your head, and what these kids are going through in their home life is not always positive. So to expect for them to listen to me when I tell them, look, you got to stay in school, make sure you listen to your mom, all that is words. I think a lot of times the kids want to do good, but depending on how their home life is set up, it's very difficult for even the strongest child to rise above and go to a positive path. So are you okay with going to placement? Better than being here?
Mm-hmm. I'd rather be there than here. I'm actually lucky I'm in here because, I'm not lucky because this ain't the place you want to be, but I'm thankful because when I was out there, I was drinking and I was smoking and having sex. When I'm in here, I'm not drinking, smoking, or having sex, so it kind of puts a lot of stress off of you instead of putting stress on you. Some of the times, it's best to go in a place like this or get help. It's better to get help than stay in some place that you're not wanted. All right, bye. Have a nice day.
Yep, you too.